What's up, Pack Nation? It is Pack here, and in today's video I wanted to talk about players whose heights were wrong in NBA 2K20. We've gotten a bunch of players announced their specific heights that were corrected from before. Some players are 2 inches shorter than they were before. Now that they're measuring people without their shoes on, all the real heights are coming out and it's creating a lot of controversy. So I wanted to see the heights that were wrong in NBA 2K20. Now only 5 teams have released all their heights, so this video is going to have a part 2 because there's still so many teams that haven't announced their players' heights. But because it's such a hot topic, I wanted to talk about that right now because it's interesting to me. So here are 20 players that have their heights wrong in NBA 2K20 that are important, right? Before this video starts, be an OG, join the Pack Nation, and subscribe. Let's get this video started. Here we are at number 20. It is Marvin Bagley III. So Marvin Bagley is 6'11" listed, but the rumor is that he's actually 6'8". That is what people have been claiming. Now he has said that they haven't measured his height, but he could just be lying.
That's what a short dude would say.
So he low-key might be, we don't know, but because there's not like an official announcement, I'm gonna put him at number 20 because it's not like legitimate yet. But the rumor is that he's 6'8", so that means he's 3 inches shorter than he was before. The next one at 19, it is Mitchell Robinson. Now, the only reason I have this player is, first, it's the Knicks player, and I wanted to at least have one Knicks player on this list. And Mitchell Robinson is actually 7 foot flat. In 2K20, he's listed at 7'1", so he lost an inch. That's essentially your shoes, right? So Mitchell Robinson is still a 7-footer, but he's 1 inch shorter. He's still going to be one of the best shot blockers in the NBA. It means nothing, right? But still, not 7'1", 7 foot flat. This next one at 18 is Ben Simmons, and I don't know why people care about this one so much. I'm adding it because it's Ben Simmons, but I feel like this one didn't really mean anything. Ben Simmons is listed 6'10" in 2K, but he's actually 6'9". He's 1 inch shorter than 6'10". Okay, he's still a ridiculously tall point guard in the NBA, like one of the biggest and tallest point guards in the league. I don't really think that matters at all, so okay, whatever. Ben Simmons is actually 6'9". The next player at 17 is KYRIE, another player where I was just like, okay, whatever, doesn't really mean much. He's 6'7" in 2K, he's actually 6'6". He's a shooting guard. 6'6" is still a pretty good height for being a shooting guard. He doesn't play like he's undersized or anything. So, I mean, I didn't even think he was 6'7" in the first place. I thought he was 6'6" anyways. So, another one that's like, whatever. Now, at number 16, it is JAYLEN Brown. The same thing with KYRIE. He's 6'7". He's actually 6'6". This one mattered a little more because JAYLEN Brown played small forward sometimes. And he's a little undersized to be a small forward, but still, I think JAYLEN Brown actually being 6'6" is like the least of his problems. He needs to like step up low-key and get like better, so.
I didn't say it.
Staying on the Celtics, it is their starting center, Enes Kanter. So Enes Kanter is actually 6'10", not 6'11". This matters a little more. So Enes Kanter is honestly a pretty good post scorer in the NBA. Is the starting center for the Celtics. He's going to matter a lot. He's going to have to play a bigger defensive role than usual in his career. And yet, he's undersized. Like, this guy's one of the better post scorers in the league, and he's 6'10". He literally has Taco Fall, who's 7'5", guarding him in practice, and he's literally giving him buckets. That's honestly crazy for being a 6'10" dude, starting center for the Celtics. At number 14, it is Al Horford for the Sixers. So he's a backup center for the Sixers, unless he's going to play power forward, which might not happen. We'll see what they want to do in that situation. But Al Horford is not 6'10", he's actually 6'9" as well. That's crazy to think that Al Horford and Ben Simmons are the same height, and Al Horford is a center, and Ben Simmons is the point guard of the team. That's weird to think about, honestly. The next player, number 13, is Luka Doncic. Turns out Luka Doncic is not 6'7", he's actually 6'6". He's pretty undersized for a small forward, to be completely honest. Honestly, I didn't think he was that short. When I looked at him play, I thought he was actually pretty big. I was actually surprised he was only 6'7". I thought he was like 6'8", but it turns out he's actually 6'6". And then Porzingis is actually 7'4". So Porzingis is the height of a center, but he's a power forward. Luka Doncic is the size of a shooting guard. He's actually a small forward. Another big name on his list is KYRIE Irving. Uncle Drew is not 6'3". He's actually 6'2", an inch shorter than before. 6'3" is pretty much like the standard height for an NBA player, and Kyrie just turns out to be a little shorter than that. But not enough to where it matters too much, in my opinion. Now, one that's pretty interesting to me, at number 11, it is Joel Embiid. One of the best centers in the NBA right now is not 7 foot tall. Yeah, he was considered 7 feet by 2K. I honestly thought he was 7 foot also, but turns out he's 6'11". He's 1 inch shorter than 7 feet tall. I mean, what we're noticing is that so many centers are actually shorter than what we expected. But Joel Embiid, someone who's so good at defense, who I thought was so tall, turned out to be just an inch shorter than what I expected, and that's crazy. At number 10, it is probably Rookie of the Year, Zion Williamson, who's not 6'7", he's 6'6". A power forward, the height of a shooting guard. Now, the difference is Zion's also like 300 pounds, right? So, I mean, to be fair. But still, the fact that Zion is as short as he is definitely weird. But it doesn't really matter when he's catching bodies in the preseason like he has been. It's just that he is shorter, and there's a lot of big guys in the NBA, and I think he may not be as dominant as we think he's going to be, but who knows? Maybe we're wrong. At number 9, it is literally the only player that grew at all in this entire list, Kevin Durant, who was 6'9" in 2K. We all thought he was 7 foot. Turns out he's actually 6'10", but he's 6'11" with shoes on. So he should be updated to 6'10" in 2K. I mean, we used to think he was going to get broken in the game, but because everyone's heights are going to be measured out, he's still going to be taller than most people. Like, it's as if he was going to be 6'11", right? So low-key, Kevin Durant's going to get a little more broken in this game because of how tall he is, and he's going to be impossible to guard, and it's going to make us so salty when we play the game. At number 8, it is someone who lost 2 inches, actually. It is John Collins. He is 6'10" in 2K. Turns out he's 6'8". Now, I never thought he was 6'10" in the first place. It didn't seem that tall to me. Like, he still plays very aggressive around the rim. He's about the size of a power forward, more or less. He plays like a power forward for sure. So 6'8" doesn't really matter. That's why I put him at the least with the 2 inches in the list, because it's like, it doesn't matter too much how he plays, but still, he is shorter than expected. At number 7, it is Dwight Howard. So Dwight Howard is 6'11" in 2K, and turns out he is 6'9". Now this is really surprising to me because Dwight Howard is one of the most dominant players for a couple years, defensive player of the year almost every single year, was like made it to the NBA Finals, forcing his team to the NBA Finals with mostly just him. I mean, he had talent on his team, but it was mostly him. And yet, he was 6'9". He was undersized. Like, we compare him to Shaq, who I believe was 7 foot. Dwight Howard is 3 inches shorter than him. That's crazy. He's literally the same height as Ben Simmons. Isn't that insane? Now, the reason why this one's so low on the list is because Dwight Howard said it best. He's still Dwight Howard. He already proved himself in his career, so it doesn't really matter like that much. But still, Dwight Howard, 6'9" apparently. The same thing goes with this next one, Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose is actually 6'1", not 6'3". That's really crazy to me. I'm the same height as Derrick Rose. Like, I would have never thought that. To think that he did so much, became a MVP of the league at 6'1", doing as dominant as he was, is insane to me. Like, that doesn't even make sense. I didn't know he could do that. And he's still playing really good today at 6'1", with less athleticism than he had before. That's just amazing. That's really cool that he dropped 50 points at 6'1". This next one's really interesting. Draymond Green. Now, Draymond Green is not 6'7", he's actually 6'5". So what we're seeing here is that Draymond Green was the shortest power forward in the NBA and still was one of the better power forwards in the league year after year. Extremely dominant defensively, makes his team better at 6'5". That means he's shorter than Klay Thompson. He's as tall as D'Angelo Russell, unless they update D'Angelo Russell's height, right? But I mean, if things stay this way, he's only 2 inches taller than Curry. No one would have expected that. At number 4, it is Tobias Harris. Now, the thing about Tobias Harris is that he's not 6'9", he's 6'7", 2 inches shorter. That's 2 whole inches wrong for one of the better power forwards in the NBA. Not only that, dude, this whole team got shorter. Like, Embiid, Simmons, Tobias Harris, and Al Horford all got shorter. Like, Sixers been lying. Their whole team are just a bunch of liars when it comes to their heights. But Tobias Harris, 2 whole inches off of his original listed height is a lot for someone as big as he is. Another player that's been wrong about his height is Harrison Barnes, who was 6'8", now 6'6", a shorter small forward than expected. Now, Harrison Barnes already got a championship with the Warriors. This is the thing about Harrison Barnes I think is crazy. That he led the league for a little while on most contested field goals in the NBA. I think it was percentage-wise. Like, he had the highest percentage of contested field goals. He was doing that at 6'6". Who would have thought that he had that kind of talent and he was shorter than we expected? This next one is ridiculous. Kemba Walker is not 6'1". He's 5'11". He is 2 inches shorter. He is not even 6 foot tall and is one of the most dominant point guards in the NBA scoring wise. And he's 5'11". Now, we know that Isaiah Thomas also kind of did that for a while. It was announced that he was actually 5'8". So I mean, we've seen this before, but still, I guess it's fitting that Kemba Walker's in the Celtics, right? Because he's really filling the role that Isaiah Thomas had, essentially, and that's really cool. And finally, At number 1, it is BAREA, who is not 6 foot tall. He is 5'10". I knew this dude was not 6 foot tall. He is 2 inches shorter than that, 5'10". And the crazy thing is that he's been in the league for such a long time, has been really good for so many years, even started a couple times in his career as a 5'10" player. Like, he's a veteran who was old. He's 35 years old in the NBA still, a 76 overall, and he's 5'2". That's really impressive for BAREA. Honestly, so many liars, all of them lying about their height, but now it's been updated. They should be updating it for 2K. But that's it for this video, you guys. What do you guys think about these heights? Who do you think is also lying about their height? Leave it in the comments below. And if you like my channel, give it a sub. And I'll see you guys next time.